Very good evening and welcome back to the another live session of CIET-NCERT. I'm Shilpa. What does it mean to be responsible online? How do we counter what feels like a culture of irresponsibility and hateful online behavior? Being a responsible digital citizen means using technology appropriately or operating online safely and knowledgeably, yes. And it's a need of our society nowadays. And today we have Ms. Janice Varghese, Lead Training and Content Development at Cyber Peace Foundation. I welcome you, Janice.
Hi Shilpa, thank you. Thank you so much.
But before we proceed, I would like to inform viewers is that if you come across any questions or any doubts related to our today's topic of discussion, then do not forget to call on our toll-free numbers. Numbers are 1800111265 and 1800112199. You can also send your queries on our official email ID ciet.kishormanch@gmail.com. Moreover, you can comment your question during our YouTube live streaming and our official YouTube channel is NCERT Official. Ms. Janice, please do tell us briefly what you'll be telling us today.
So Shilpa, just to quickly give you an idea of what the presentation will be about, we'll talk about responsible online behavior. Why is it important? Because we all know what the internet is, we know how to use it, but ideally when things go wrong online, why they are going wrong, number one, what you should do about it, number two, and how can you stop it from happening again. All that encompasses responsible online behavior as well as netiquette. So it becomes very important to understand the rules that are applicable online and also the rights that users have. Because just like in the real world, online as well, you have rights and responsibilities. So understanding those will ensure that all users have a safe experience online.
Okay. So have you prepared any presentation for us? Then you can continue.
Yes, I'm very excited to share a few thoughts with everybody. So let's get right into it. First and foremost, guys, there are 4 segments of responsible online behavior. Now, some things may have been discussed in the previous webinars, some things we may have planned for the future webinars, but still I would like to give you a very crisp, brief idea about these different aspects because all of us do experience these things online. So it's not like these things are coming out of the air. These are very real experiences that all of us come across. So first and foremost, we'll talk about critical thinking. What does critical thinking mean? Just like in your real lives, you are logical, you use reason, you try to make sense of things. Online as well, the game is the same. You need to be logical, try to understand the information, reason it out, and then believe it and share it. So a few slides on how you can think critically. Then we move to 2 important values that you must have when you are online. That is being empathetic and being respectful. Because again, we need to understand that cyberspace is a dimension altogether. Just like you have land, air, water, sea, cyberspace also is a new dimension where people are actually existing and living their lives through digital identities, through your social media accounts, which is why this space needs to be safe, where people feel comfortable sharing their thoughts and their expressing their opinions, and also they feel safe talking to other people. So empathy and respect will help you foster such an environment. Then we move to law and responsibility because I feel somewhere laws are a part of your general knowledge. Just like you have fundamental rights, you have your duties, your responsibilities. On the internet as well, there are certain laws in place that protect users. So it's very important to know what these laws are so that if ever things go wrong, you know how you can take action. And lastly, in the final segment, we will talk about building resilience. So resilience means being tough. If and ever things go wrong online, most users are discouraged from using the internet because we feel, oh my God, things went wrong. My life is over. I cannot use the internet again. No, that is not the case. I understand you are going through a difficult time, but there are many features and there are many redressal mechanisms that can help you take action and take action against the person who's troubling you. And also try to build a peaceful environment again like it was before. So through these 4 aspects, we'll try to understand what responsible online behavior for a user means. So first theme for the day, we'll talk about critical thinking. So there's one golden rule that I live by, and I would like to share it with everybody, which is do not believe everything that you see online. Now guys, you might find an article, you might find schemes, you might find offers. In some cases, you will even find advertisements where Flipkart, maybe, or some other shopping e-commerce website is giving you an iPhone for 1 rupee. Now, these schemes do seem very trustworthy, they seem very verified, they seem very real. But guys, all these schemes, all these advertisements are actually frauds and scams. So identifying information and verifying it before believing and sharing it is very important. I would know there was a session on misinformation, so I'm sure all the viewers are very much aware of this problem. But quickly, just to sum up this aspect. So guys, if you can see on the screen, there's on the presentation, this is a scheme that was shared in the name of Netflix. So Netflix is a very famous video streaming platform. So you can watch movies, videos, TV shows on this platform. And the scheme said that you simply answer 3 questions. You answer 3 questions, after which you will get a free subscription of Netflix. Now again, a lot of people were interested and they entered this quiz. They answered the questions, and surprisingly, they did not get a free subscription. So guys, all these advertisements that you come across, if ever anybody is promising you free services, free products, please do not believe it, because nothing is free in the world. So if people are offering you free products, be a little careful. So one example is this. Another example, guys, I'm sure you might have seen this on your WhatsApp, and you might have received messages like these. So in the name of service providers, mobile service providers like Idea, Vodafone, Jio, Airtel, these messages are shared that free recharges are being given out. Now again, if you look at this carefully, there is the logo of Jio, there is a link. So altogether, these messages look real. But again, guys, as I mentioned, nothing is free. So do not fall for these links. The problem is when you access such URLs and such websites, there are very high chances they lead to your device getting infected, because these are all scams, and a lot of scammers and fraudsters use these links to access your devices remotely, because they will install malware, spyware, viruses onto your devices. So you have to be a little careful when you see these ads. If you see schemes which are too good to be true, which are giving you free products, free services, maybe not believe it. So quickly, a few tips you can keep in mind. Number 1, any kind of information you see, please look at the source. If it's a trusted organization or a trusted news channel or a trusted newspaper that is giving you this information, maybe it is true. Look for headlines and URLs, guys. So the examples that I gave you, they were shared in the name of Netflix and Jio. And if I look at the link, the www. The link, the URL, there is no mention of Netflix or Jio, which means these links are not coming from the original companies. So simply by looking at the URL, you can identify if the ad or the scheme is to be believed or not. Another thing to keep in mind is, guys, look at the logos. So quickly, if we look at the examples again, here we see the logo of Jio. Maybe it is true, maybe it's not. In this example, there is no logo whatsoever, which means there are very high chances of this being fraudulent. So one more tip is to look at the logos. Lastly, guys, be skeptical of photos and videos. I'm sure you all are aware, photos and videos can be edited, they can be morphed, they can be presented in the wrong context. So something which happened, let's say in Delhi, a photo can be clicked and shared in the name of some other state of India, right? So because news can be misrepresented, it becomes very important to verify photos and videos as well. Other than this, guys, another very important pop-up ads, and your phone starts vibrating and the pop-up says virus, virus, virus. So you might get scared. What if my phone has a virus? But guys, these pop-ups are all fake. Your phone is absolutely safe. But if you click on these pop-ups, your phone might get infected. So if you ever come across such pop-ups which claim your phone has a virus, your software is not updated, any kind of risk, if any such pop-up is telling you, guys, do not believe it, because why will anyone tell you of a risk free of cost? Isn't this the job of antivirus and anti-malware? So if these notifications pop up out of the blue, go to the tabs section. I'll just zoom in for you guys to see better. At the top, you find this button to open all the tabs, right? So you open all the tabs, and whichever tab has the pop-up, you simply close it. Because if you click on it, even accidentally, in the background, downloading may begin, which may again lead to your device getting infected. So quickly, just to sum up the risks, your phone may get a virus, a spyware, ransomware, keyloggers, etc. Now, all these are kinds of malicious software. The short is malware. Viruses, again, they start copying your files, they start deleting your files. Spyware. Spyware is a very interesting piece of malware. Spyware will activate your camera and your microphone, and it will secretly start recording you. Very risky. So spyware you have to be careful about. Ransomware, again, very interesting. This will lock you out of your device. So this malware, if it gets onto your mobile, it will lock your device and say, give me 50,000 rupees if you want access to your mobiles. So again, a little risky. Lastly, keyloggers. Keyloggers embed themselves with the keyboard in your mobile phone. So you have a keyboard in your mobile using which you type. It can be virtual. So a keylogger attaches itself to the keyboard, and everything that you type, a keylogger keeps recording it. So ideally, in an average day, you type your passwords, you type OTPs, you type your bank details, you type a lot of private confidential things. So a keylogger can steal all this information. So you have to be a little careful. You don't have to be scared. It's very simple to stay safe. Just keep in mind these small little things. So as far as critical thinking is concerned, be a little logical, be a little alert, and you'll be good to go. Now, in the next segment, we talk about values that you must have. So other than being alert and cautious, you must also be respectful and empathetic. Now, for those who may not know what empathy is, it is very similar to sympathy. Sympathy is feeling bad for somebody. So simple example, if your friend falls down, you might laugh at them, but you also feel bad for them. Oh, this friend fell down. Let's pick them up. Empathy is having the same feeling that somebody else is also having. So if your friends are happy, you feel happy for them. If your friends are sad, you feel sad with them. So if you build empathy, you will be able to understand what other users online are doing and why they are doing so. So empathy will help you understand the behavior of others, and you will be able to respond in an appropriate manner. So quickly, just to give you an idea of empathy, empathy is accepting and understanding what the other is experiencing. So standing in their shoes, trying to feel what they are feeling, and maybe saying simple things like, I understand how you feel, right? I know what you're going through. These simple statements can encourage your friends. If at all they're going through a bad experience, they'll be able to open up to you. So if you are empathetic, you will be able to ensure a good experience for yourself and others online. Now, again, I'm sure you all know what being respectful is. And just because you are online doesn't mean the game has changed. Just like in the real world, you have certain values that you live by. On the internet, online as well, guys, it is very important to have these values. If you are respectful towards others, again, the entire community being formed online will be empowering, right? There'll be no hate. There'll be just good feelings, and you will have good experiences. Another reason is, as I mentioned earlier, laws are applicable online as well. So if you do indulge in any behavior that is inappropriate, and if there are laws covering that kind of behavior, legal action may also be taken, which means if you are a victim, if somebody shows you inappropriate behavior, you can take action as well. We'll come to that later, but I'm just relating legality with being respectful. And lastly, if it doesn't make sense to you, you can't understand how to be empathetic, how to be respectful, if it feels very different to the real world. Simple strategy that I also use myself. Before you post anything online, guys, you ask yourself these basic questions. Will this information hurt some? So if you're posting about a friend, a family member, or even somebody you don't know, will the kind of post that you're putting out hurt them? Will it damage their reputation? Secondly, would you say these things offline? So if you're posting a comment, would you be comfortable saying those things face to face in the real world? So asking these basic, simple questions will help you analyze your behavior and understand what is responsible and what is not. Also, guys, a very important aspect is the audience to your posts. So let's say if you're going to the beach in Goa, let's say hypothetically, there's nothing wrong in sharing a status update. So, just landed at the Goa airport, excited to go to the beach. Again, you want to tell your friends that you're there for your vacations. But again, is your friend list only consisting of people who you really know? Or does it also have people who you have randomly added? So controlling the information to make sure it doesn't go out to a wide, uncontrolled public is very important. So maybe creating select lists, creating a list of select friends called closed friends. Maybe creating these lists can help you control the audience to your posts. So these basic things you keep in mind and you're good to go. Lastly, guys, another very important reason why you should follow netiquette is because a lot of organizations, a lot of educational institutions, they do look at your social media activities before they hire you or before they give you admissions. So there was in fact even a case where a girl was hired by a very famous company after her graduation, and she had received the letter. But when the company went through her social media accounts, they found her posting, she had posted something a couple of years back. She had posted something which was very offensive on the lines of hate speech. She posted something very offensive towards a particular community, which is not only illegal, but also unethical and inappropriate. So that one small post of hers, which wasn't even recent, cost her her job. So the company decided not to hire her. Again, not trying to scare you, just telling you the different aspects, how your digital identities actually add value to you as an individual, as a human being. So be a little careful and you will be empathetic and responsible towards others. In the next segment, guys, responsibility we've talked about in quite length. We've talked about having values like being empathetic, being respectful. But what about the legal aspects? I mean, is there any rule in place that can force us to behave in this manner? Aren't we free to express our thoughts? So I'm sure a lot of you will have all these thoughts coming into your heads, because if so many rules have to be followed, what is the point of social media? If we can't express our true thoughts, what's the point? Isn't it curbing our right? But guys, no, that's not the case. You absolutely have the right to share your opinions. You can definitely do that. You can share your views, your thoughts, your comments. But again, being respectful towards others is an added value that you must keep in mind. So a few rules that help you keep this behavior in check. Just like in your classrooms, in your schools, in your playgrounds, in every environment around you, you have certain rules. For example, on the road, you have traffic rules. You can't just walk into a road because it's illogical and it's risky, right? Similarly, online as well, there are many rules that have been set in place. So these are called community standards. So you take any social media platform, it can be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or Snapchat, any application that you use, any platform that you use, they all have a user policy, right? How is the user supposed to use it? Number one. Number two, community standards or community guidelines. These are a set of rules that are advised for the user to follow. So the kind of things that you can post, the kind of things that are unacceptable, the kind of accounts that you can create. Community guidelines very clearly charts out all these rules. Why do they do so? So that if ever any inappropriate activity takes place, according to those rules, because it is unacceptable, action can be taken by the platform. Guys, I'm sure you might have noticed when you come across inappropriate things online, you have the option to report it. We'll come into reporting as well. I'll show you step by step, but just to quickly link it. You have the option of reporting accounts, posts, comments, photos, videos on all platforms. Now, why report? Because they want to make your experience safe. If you feel there is something that is unacceptable, inappropriate, or offensive online, you have the option to report. Now, what is reportable, what is not, to get a better understanding of that, you just have to go to the community guidelines. It's very simple language. It's not very hi-fi or very heavy words. Very simple language. Some basic things that I would like to share with you are, number one, bullying. Bullying of any kind is unacceptable on all platforms. So if you're being rude towards somebody, if you're being mean, or if you're experiencing such kind of behavior, if people are posting mean things about you, rude things about you, if someone's trying to spoil your name, your reputation, it falls under bullying, which is why it is reportable. So on a platform, if you come across such material, you can report it and get it removed. Another part of unacceptable behavior is hate speech. Hate speech is when you target a particular community and you spew hatred about them. So if you say XYZ are all bad people, or if you use a harsher word, it falls in the category of hate speech. Not only is it illegal, it is also against the community guidelines of all platforms. So if any community is being targeted, any race, any gender, any particular language speaking community, any kind of discrimination, if it is happening, it falls under hate speech and it will be removed from the platform. Other than this, guys, nudity, any kind of sexually explicit material, right? Anything that makes you uncomfortable. It's called ashleel in Hindi, right? Ashleel content, inappropriate, objectionable material. If you feel uncomfortable seeing a post, if you feel it shouldn't be here, it's inappropriate, you can also report it under nudity, pornography, and inappropriate. So guys, again, to get a good understanding of how reporting works and what is allowed and what is not allowed, you can go to the community guidelines. Very simple. Simply go to the platform. On your phone, you can use the app, or you can go to the website on your laptop, desktop. Search for the platform name space community guidelines. So you open up your Google Chrome. In the Google bar, search bar, you will type Facebook space community guidelines, and you will find the link. Very simple to understand, and it's better if you read this so that you also know what behavior you can take action against. So it's going to make your experience safer. Now guys, again, why am I focusing so much on community guidelines? Because it's very important to understand what is allowed and what is not allowed, and the sense in which the platform restricts that kind of behavior. So one common mistake that all of us make is, while reporting, we choose random reasons, right? There's a whole process behind the reasons, right? So let's say somebody creates an account in my name. Okay, so I'm Janice. I have one account on Facebook, and some person, has some grudge or some problem with me, and they decide to create an account in my name. Now, 99% people call this second account a fake account. Guys, it's not a fake account. In Hindi, it may be called a fake account because the word farji is used. But in English, it is not fake, it is impersonated. Because somebody is pretending to be you, somebody is impersonating you, right? So this is very important to keep in mind. I'll tell you why. But once again, just to sum up impersonation, if anybody uses your name, your pictures, or any piece of information that is unique to you, right? This can include your bank details. This can also include your Aadhaar card number, because your bank account details are unique. Your Aadhaar card number is unique, right? So any piece of information that is unique to you, if another person creates an account or uses that material to pretend to be you, that is called impersonation. Okay, it is a punishable offense under the Indian laws, under the IT Act. There's a law in India called the Information Technology Act under section 66C. You don't have to remember all the laws. I am a lawyer, so I know it, but I'm just telling you because if you want to look it up, you'll know where to go, right? So Information Technology Act, it is punishable. So you can always take action. But why am I telling you the word impersonated? Because guys, let's say if you report it under any other reason, action will not be taken. because all these platforms have a definition of these reasons. So if someone pretends to be you, it is impersonation. So what exactly is a fake account, guys? Fake account is any account that has been created in the name of a fictional character or a non-human entity, right? So I have pet cats. I have 3 cats, right? If I create an account in the name of my cat, that would be a fake account, right? Because my cat is not a real human being. It falls in the category of an animal. Now, Facebook very clearly says, see, we exist for humans to communicate. You cannot create accounts in the name of animals or cartoon characters or superheroes or things like that, right? So if Superman has an account on Facebook, it is fake. If, let's say, Shaktiman or Chacha Chaudhary has an account on Facebook, it is fake. It's important to understand this difference because we often report impersonation as fake and then action is not taken and then we feel reporting doesn't work. Guys, reporting works. Trust me, I do it myself a lot, but because we're not doing it the correct way is why action is not taken. Which is why, again, I'm emphasizing on the importance of reading the community standards and the community guidelines. One more reason is, guys, a small difference. Facebook does not allow fake accounts, but Instagram does. So if I want to create an account in the name of, let's say, Sapna Kumar, and I want to put a random photo, this person doesn't really exist. So since it's a fictional character, this account that I'm creating is fake. Instagram says, no problem, boss, you can do it. So it's very important to understand what is allowed and what is not, so that you can take action accordingly. So the small difference between these two terms. Other than this, guys, a few more activities that you may come across and are problematic may include the following. So very quickly, if anybody, this is especially for girls above the age of 18 and children who are below the age of 18, right? So if you're a minor, that means if you're under the age of 18, if anybody, be it a man, a woman, uncle, auntie, young boy, young girl, your classmates, any human being, if they are constantly calling you, if they are constantly trying to message you, trying to get in touch with you and build a relationship with you, be it friendly or not, it is a case of stalking, right? So if you're below the age of 18 and if anybody is troubling you on any platform, right, you can report them on the platform. You can also file a complaint with law enforcement, right? So there is a very beautiful law. It's called, it covers cyber stalking. In the IPC, Indian Penal Code, there's a law, section 354C, sorry, D, 354D. Yeah, it is specifically for women above the age of 18. So any female, any girl, any lady above the age of 18, if she is being constantly harassed by a man or by any account, she can file a complaint of cyber stalking. And for children below the age of 18, it is gender neutral. So be it a young boy, be it a young girl, any minor of any gender, they can file a complaint of cyber stalking as well. So quickly to sum it up, what behavior constitutes cyber stalking? Anybody is constantly texting you. You've told them, boss, forgive me, I don't want to talk to you. And if they're still texting you, they are stalking you, right? Somebody is repeatedly calling you. So trying to approach you in any way, be it online or offline. If it's in the real world, if somebody is following you, like you watch in movies, right? The villain follows people. So if somebody is literally following you, it is stalking. If it's happening online, if it's happening through a mobile phone or through a social media account, it becomes cyber stalking, punishable for up to 3 years. So please keep this in mind so that if anybody is a victim of such kind of behavior, they know they can take action. So just a bit about cyber stalking and broadly other things that are actionable offenses. So bullying, as I mentioned before, if somebody is trying to ruin your name, if somebody is spreading rumors, that falls under bullying, it's a punishable offense. If somebody is sending you objectionable material, so a photo, a video, which may be sexually explicit, which may be pornographic. So randomly, if somebody is sending you vulgar material that you don't like, that makes you uncomfortable, that is also punishable offense under section 67 and 67A of the Information Technology Act. Again, numbers, don't worry, don't have to remember. Just remember it's a crime and that action can be taken. So once again, just like you have bad touch, when someone touches you in a wrong way, Don't you feel disgusted? You get a feeling from inside, right? You feel bad. Similarly, if you see material that gives you the same uncomfortable feeling, it is objectionable material. There's no need to be scared. It's not your fault. All you have to do is approach authorities, talk to your parents, talk to trusted adults, and you can take action. Lastly, guys, anybody is sending you texts which are vulgar, inappropriate, sexual talks. Someone wants to talk on these lines with you. Again, it is harassment, punishable, and you can take action. Lastly, trolling. So I love memes myself. I think memes are funny. But again, memes are funny till the point a person, a group of people, or a sect, or a part of community is not being targeted. So again, your jokes must not be offensive or harmful to others in any way, right? So go vote out, go share your memes, as long as they are not trolling somebody to the point where it becomes offensive and maybe illegal as well. Now, that was all we had for you. Lastly, guys, so you have to build resilience as well. Using platforms, you all know, I'm sure you know better than me, what to do on platforms, what features are available. I'm sure all of you know these things. But one part that we often leave out is how to take action and how to deal with problems, right? And somewhere it is our responsibility to understand how action can be taken, so that you don't feel powerless in a situation, so that you don't feel hopeless. If you know how to take action, people will not mess with you because they know that you will take action. They know that you will deal with the problem, right? So this will also discourage people from taking, from messing with you, from bullying you, from troubling you online. So in the last segment, I'll just take 5-7 minutes more, guys. We are talking about building resilience. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, resilience means being tough. So you might have heard it in news. This bacteria is very resilient. It means no matter how many medicines you consume, the bacteria just does not die. So in a similar manner, we also need to be tough. Because guys, in a lot of cases of cybercrime, when things go wrong online, because people, users, netizens don't know how to take action, all these corrupt people, all these people who trouble others online, who are these scammers and fraudsters, they get more and more courage to trouble others because, oh, they'll take no action, I can do whatever I want. And this is something that we must try to break, right? How can we do this? Simple steps, guys. You don't even have to leave your house, right? Sitting at home, simple steps you can follow to build resilience and make yourself stronger. So 3 simple steps, not very difficult. Number 1, guys, educate yourself, right? So as I mentioned again and again, go through the community guidelines. How does a platform work? What is allowed? What is not allowed? How can you report? Basic tips and tricks. If you try to learn, you will be able to stay safe, number 1. And even if things go wrong, you will know who to talk to and how to take action. So build resilience by educating yourself. So you go to schools and colleges to become literate, learn about technology to become digitally literate, because digital literacy is the new kind of literacy that is needed. So knowing how technology works, knowing how things can go wrong, and knowing how to deal with those problems. When you know these things, you can call yourself digitally literate. So once again, educate yourself. Number 2, guys, talk about your problems. I know, especially when you're in school and when you're young, you might feel scared talking to your parents. You might feel, oh my God, I'll be scolded. My phone will be taken away. People will ask me to delete my accounts. My parents may just take my system away. Don't worry. It won't happen. Even if it does, things will be fine over time. But you must build the courage to talk to your parents. Because again, a lot of people use this fear against us. Right? So I'll give you a simple example. When I was young, there was a person who used to keep sending me inappropriate material. Now I was scared. If I tell my parents, what if people say it's my fault? What if my phone is taken away? So I was very scared. And for a few weeks, I didn't tell anybody about this. And this particular person kept troubling me more and more. So one day I said, enough is enough. I'm not dealing with this anymore. I will talk to my parents. And guys, my parents were very supportive. They told me that it's not my fault and that it can happen to anybody. So you don't have to feel scared. You don't have to live in fear or live in shame, guys. These predators will use your fear against you. Don't give them that power, right? Talk to your parents, build communication. Talk to your teachers. You have ICT teachers who know all these things. You have your parents who also use devices, right? So talk to people, trusted adults, and they'll be more than happy to help you deal with your issue. Lastly, guys, simply talking doesn't solve a problem. It might make you feel better, but somewhere the fraudster, the predator is still out there. So take action. It doesn't mean you leave your houses and start fighting with everybody. It means go to the appropriate authorities. So quickly, in the last segment, I'd like to tell you how you can take action. Number one, guys, you can go to your local police, right? So every district has a police station, and most cities have a special which is called a cyber cell. So when things go wrong online, it's a different kind of activity altogether, and you need special police stations to deal with these issues, because different investigation happens. A normal crime happens in the real world, but things that go wrong online, they happen using mobile phones, using computers. So you can't walk around and collect evidence. You need different tools, different skills. So a cyber cell, all the officers in a cyber cell are equipped with this knowledge to help you deal with things when they go wrong online. So you can go to your local police station. What you have to do, simple steps, guys. You can tell them about your problem, and FIR will be filed if what is happening is illegal. Remember those numbers I was mentioning, IPC, IT, some numbers I was saying. If the activity that is happening with you is covered by any law in India, it is a crime, it is an illegal activity, and action can be taken. Right? So an FIR will be filed. If an FIR is filed, you will be given a copy of it. Okay, guys, it's your right. Please remember to ask for a copy of the FIR. Right? Once again, just because somebody said something mean doesn't mean you can go to the police. But if something seriously illegal is happening, you can go to the police, file an FIR, receive a copy, action will be taken. But let's say you are not comfortable going to the police. You are scared. What will people say? Police will come over to my house. What if people ask me? Even if you're scared of people that you know, maybe your family members, don't worry. You can still take action. If you don't want to go to a police station, there is a cybercrime reporting portal. Right? So this is how the portal looks, guys. This is the layout of the website. If it is a woman related or a child related issue, meaning if your age is below the age of 18, or if you identify as a female, you can go to this special segment, that is report women or child related crime. If it is some other kind of illegal activity or problem that you're facing online, you will go to report other cybercrime. Just to zoom in, guys, the URL is cybercrime.gov.in. It's a portal that has been launched recently by the Ministry of Home Affairs, and it is dedicated to dealing with issues that you may come across in cyberspace. So you can go to this website, guys, and file a complaint. If you want, you can share your details like your names. If you want to stay anonymous, you can do that as well. That is the beauty of this portal. If you want to just file a complaint and not be associated, you don't want people coming over to your place and asking you questions, report anonymously. Right? And what happens is, once you file a complaint, it is transferred to the cyber cell. Remember special police stations? The complaint is transferred to the cyber cell. The police will investigate and take action appropriately. So if illegal activities are happening, you go to the police station or you go to the cybercrime portal. Lastly, as I was mentioning, you can report things on the platform as well, because not all activities may be illegal. So if you come across something which is not illegal, but you feel it is still inappropriate, this should not be on the platform, you can use this wonderful option called report. Okay? What can you report? As I mentioned, you can understand that from the community guidelines. I'll quickly give you an example. So this is a post that I saw on Instagram. Okay? I don't know who this person is, but let's assume it's a friend of mine. Let's assume, hypothetically. Now, if this is a friend of mine, and this photo has been made public, I felt bad. My friend is acting like this because he was in a closed space. He was with his trusted friends, but somebody made this public and it's causing embarrassment to me. So I decided this photo should be removed because it's embarrassing my friend. So let's report it to the platform. What will I do? Simple step, guys. This is specifically for Instagram, but the same process can be followed for all platforms. All you have to do is look for 3 dots. 3 is your magic number. You look for the 3 dots. You will find this next to a photo. next to a video, next to accounts, next to pages, next to comments also. Even if somebody puts a comment on your photo that you want to report, simply look for these 3 dots. So you go to the 3 dots, you will find this option, guys, to report. Okay, look carefully, go to 3 dots, go to report. Now, Instagram gives you 2 broad categories, which is it spam? Is it inappropriate? Guys, please remember, spam is only for advertisements. Okay, any company is repeatedly posting ads, or if you're again and again watching the same ad that you're bored of, I don't want to watch it anymore, that is when you report it as spam. Spam is only for ads, not for real accounts and real people posting things. So in this case, because my friend is being troubled, I will go to it is inappropriate, right? Now come this whole list of reasons. Again, look at the reasons carefully. First reason, I just don't like it. If you don't like it, you can report it. That's the beauty of reporting. You feel, I don't want to see this photo, remove it. You can do that. Now, in this matter, guys, my friend was being troubled, right? So I go to this reason highlighted at the bottom, harassment or bullying. I feel my friend's photo was shared without his permission and it's bullying. So I choose this reason accordingly. Then it asks me, is there any kind of information that you think is problematic? I say yes. I click on next. The report goes. And in 24 to 48 hours, action will be taken if that post was in violation of the community standards. I'll just take 2 more minutes. I know we're very close to the end of the session. Very quickly, if you do decide to take action, guys, it is very important that you collect evidence. Because these days, all these unethical people, they're very smart. They'll post something inappropriate, and the minute you see it, they'll delete it. So your evidence is gone. It will be your word against theirs. So just like these people are becoming smart, we need to be smarter. How can we be smarter? By collecting evidence. Now, this is my organization's page. Don't report it. I'm just giving you an example. So every website, every page, every profile has a URL, guys. Similarly, go to 3 dots, click on copy link to profile or copy URL to profile. Save the link so that even if the account is deleted, using the link, law enforcement can identify their details, can identify their IP address, can identify other things. So always save URLs. Number 2, if ever your account is compromised, there is a wonderful setting called login alerts. You will receive an email. Oh, new device accessed your account. Is it you? You will say, yes, it's me. But if it's somebody who maybe stole your username or stole your password, you will get a notification then also. These notification, guys, sometimes have IP addresses. Just like your home has an address, your computer, your device, all devices have IP addresses. Anything connected to the internet has an IP address. So if you receive an IP address in a mail like this, take a screenshot so that they can be identified. Lastly, guys, take as many screenshots as you can. On a laptop, you click on 2 buttons, Windows button and print screen, right? Windows button, print screen, you can try it out. A screenshot of a laptop screen will be taken or a computer screen. Why is it important, guys? Because on a mobile phone, when you take a screenshot, date is not visible. It's only the time at the top. But in a laptop, in the bottom right corner, I'll just show it to you guys. Do you see there is a time stamp in the corner? There's a date and time. This adds value to the evidence that at this time, on this date, this activity happened. So it helps you build a stronger case. So do take screenshots on your laptop and your desktops as well. So thank you, guys. That's the information I had for you. Any question you have with respect to any topic, you can ask us. And if I am not able to answer your question, you always have the CIET helplines. My organization, Cyber Peace Foundation, also has a helpline. We're a team of lawyers and technical people. Any problem you have, guys, don't get scared. Do not fear. You can reach out to us on WhatsApp and on email, and we would love to help you. Thank you.
Very informative, Janice.
Thank you, Shilpa.
A lot of the people are not aware of the laws and responsibility and how they need to behave online.
Absolutely.
One kind of controversial question, but I would like to take this question.
Yeah.
Ramakant is asking, and he is from Karnataka, and he is asking, online behavior should be different gender-wise, like the way girls are behaving online, make them like rest of the men. behaving online? For example, boys' locker room case.
Right. Okay. So as far as Ramakant, thank you. I think it's a very good question. And I think considering the current scenario, we need to talk about this issue. So what happened in the boys' locker room incident, I think is absolutely unacceptable because this kind of behavior should not be allowed. But again, when you talk about all genders behaving in the same way, are we solving a problem or are we increasing it? So essentially, if one gender, let's say A, I will not take names, if gender A is torturing gender B, gender B also starts torturing, the world will not be a happy place. So what's the point of WhatsApp? What's the point of Instagram? If you're using these tools to trouble each other and not enjoy life and add value to it, there's no point of technology. We might as well just go back to caveman times, like live in a rock, hunt, kill each other if you want food. So I don't feel it's acceptable to have this ideology. But yes, to avoid these behaviors is exactly why we have community guidelines and we also have laws. Because whatever happened in the chat is absolutely unacceptable. But because the people in the conversation were not reporting it, action was not taken. And now that it's finally out there, the platforms themselves have said, we do not condone this kind of behavior. But unless and until you don't tell us, we can't take action. So as far as behaving like others is concerned, I don't feel it's appropriate because even if things go wrong online, I would try to do my part and be respectful so that my friends have a good experience with me. So the only way is building resilience and through awareness. When people understand this behavior will not be tolerated, they will stop doing it. So I hope, Ramakant, your opinion changes over time and you have a better experience online. But till then, fingers crossed, let's just hope things get better.
Right. I'll take up one more question, and it's being asked by a 16-year-old girl, and her name is Geeta. She's saying on one of the picture sharing platform, a stranger is DMing sexually explicit photo to her again and again. Is it a crime or can she report it?
Absolutely. So Geeta, you said her name is Geeta?
Geeta.
Yeah, hi Geeta, very courageous that you're discussing this. I'm so proud of you. I want more people to also discuss their problems like this. So number one, because it's a stranger and because you have not asked them for any material, what they're doing is without your consent, without your permission. It's not like you told them to send you photos. So because there is no consent and because there is inappropriate material, it is absolutely illegal, right? There are quite a few laws under which it's a punishable offense. However, I would suggest not to confuse you. I will not mention many laws because, I'll keep it simple. Number one, please take screenshots so that, on Instagram or whatever, people can unsend messages, right? So the minute they send you a picture and if you view it, they get this notification seen and they can unsend it. So please take screenshots so that you know who approached you in what manner. Number two, open their profile, go to the 3 dots that I mentioned and copy the link to their profile so that even if they change their username, using that link, law enforcement will be able to track them. These 2 small steps, Geeta, you do. Then on the cybercrime portal, you can file a complaint for obscenity, right? Obscenity, sexually inappropriate material. This actually falls under sexual harassment as well. There are many laws that I can count, but for simplicity, simply go to the cybercrime portal, file a complaint, and since you're 16, I would suggest that you tell your parents this as well, so that they can also, as adults, accompany you and understand the situation better. If you directly want to go to law enforcement, you can go to the nearest police station, file a complaint, FIR, please remember to collect the copy, right? To collect the FIR, automatically it will be transferred to the cyber cell, and then action will be taken. Please do this. If you want further assistance, you have our numbers on the screen. Please do reach out to us. We'd like to assist you further.
Okay. I'll take up one last question, but Janice, you have to answer it very quickly. It's being asked by a 15-year-old girl, and she's saying, I'm being online blackmailed based on the picture she has uploaded. What she can do?
Okay. Hi. Thank you for your question. I need a little bit more information because it really depends on the kind of pictures. If it's a private photo, so either you shared it, again, no judgment here. Either you shared the picture or they have morphed it. Either way, it's illegal. If they're blackmailing you, if they're trying to get money or favors from you, it is extortion. again, punishable offense. So I would suggest, number one, if you can drop a message to us so that we understand your case better, maybe send us screenshots of the kind of blackmail, but only if you're comfortable, no pressure. Otherwise, go to the cybercrime portal, file a complaint for extortion. Right? It's a punishable offense and you can take action. And I'm very happy you have the courage to discuss it here. So please do go to the cybercrime portal or drop us a message on WhatsApp. Our team will ask you a few more questions. Your identity will be kept completely confidential. Do not worry at all. But I'll need a bit more information to help you out better. So I hope that answers your question.
And more courage and strength to the people who are asking such questions. That takes a lot of courage to be to come on in front, right? So I hope we all have understood how to behave responsibly in the online world. And most of the cybercrime happens and we are not able to sort it because we don't know what kind of action to take. Now
we don't even know it's a crime.
Right, right. And thank you, Janice, for being with us and sharing a lot of information.
Thank you, Shilpa. Thank you so much for having me.
And in the next session, we will talk on role of discipline and routine in lockdown. So be with us. We will be back after a short while.